Okay, digital learning is a method where we are using any digital content for learning. So we can say that this digital learning has taken boom, or it has increased too much because of this COVID, that is due to that pandemic. And coming to the blended learning. In blended learning, both digital learning and classroom learning will be there. This is another model of pedagogical model. And coming to this flipped classrooms. Flipped classrooms means here teacher is just a facilitator here. Here teacher will be like a facilitator. He is providing the materials to the students as a homework. They will go to the home and they will read that one. And in classroom, there will only they will discuss about the real time situations and about this one. There will not be any lecture giving there. Here in flipped classroom type, we are only facilitators. With these many changes in our area, okay, and one more very best practice that our state is following is Karnataka LMS, Learning Management System. So this is one type of expert system of learning where we are all delivering our lectures and we are posting our lectures, lecture videos, lecture contents and everything. So almost all of us have done this Karnataka LMS. So as we have entered into this zone, within no time we will be entering or we will be using all artificial intelligence tools for our field. So what are the different scenarios of educations and what are the techniques that we can use, AI techniques that we can use? So for assessment of students, I'm sorry. So this is the best practice, that is Karnataka LMS. And for the best assessments or assessment of students, we are using adaptive learning method and personalized learning approach and academic analytics. These are all the AI related techniques that we are using. For grading, we are using image recognition. So for grading and evaluation of paper, if we remember, we have given 5 questions each for one session in our LMS. Okay, 5 questions each for one session, and even we have given the answers also. So there the students were supposed to answer that one. That was only the objective type of answering. Nowadays, even this descriptive type of answering is can also be evaluated to image recognition, computer vision, and prediction systems. Personalized intelligent teaching. So personalized intelligent teaching is what that I have discussed right now. That is for each and every student, which area that particular student is weak and in which area what is the area of his strength. So depending on that one, we have to group that student to achieve the academic excellence. For that one, we will be using, for that particular scenario, we will be using data mining, intelligent teaching systems, and learning analytics. There is one more concept called as a smart schools. So this may be a little far away for us. Most of us might get retired for this one. So for this one, face recognition, speech recognition, virtual labs, and AR, VR, hearing and sensing technologies, all these techniques will be used for smart schools. Okay, online and mobile remote education. So for this scenario, edge computing, virtual personalized assistance, real time analytics will be used. Then how are we achieving these things? Here we are just giving the data of what is the course and what is the target of the course, what is the student profile. Student profile includes, that is in our case we should enter what is his ranking, what is his so that means ranking in CET ranking means it will give it has to study about that particular student's knowledge of about that subject and personality and instructor data. Using this data, it will map. Okay, mapping will be done, that is learning mapping, content mapping, and knowledge and structure mapping will be done. Using these AI techniques like knowledge interference, machine interference, that dark one is there, no dark line, that is the AI techniques used to achieve the course assessment, adaptive learning, learning analysis and customized teaching. So this is the thing. So this is how the AI is helping in education. So what are the different AI techniques and how we can get the potential benefits in which area? So to get potential benefits in particular area, which AI technique to be used? So this slide tells us about that one. So if we want to stimulate conversations, chatbots technique is the best one. So if we are using LMS and leveraging of LMS, improving the quality of interactions, then we should use expert systems. Customized and timely materials for guidance and feedback. Okay, intelligent tutors or agents are the techniques that we are supposed to use. Okay, then analyzing large scale student data, predictive models, preventive and adaptive interpretations. For this particular area, we are using machine learning techniques. So, for improving e-learning and customized learning materials, we are using personalized learning systems or environments. Then, collaborating learning, engagement and feedback, we are using visualization and virtual learning environments. So these are all the techniques, the artificial intelligence in education. This AIED is artificial intelligence in education. Then, what are the challenges that are to be addressed? First of all, costs and scalability. Cost, as we know, it is each and every app is charging something to get to something. So in the next slide, I will be talking about the different apps that we can use for our convenience. Okay. So each and every app, even though there are some apps which we can use free of cost, there are few apps which we have to pay. Okay. And scalability. Scalability means to which how many students we can use that one. That is one particular challenge. Coming to ethics and privacy, as I have told you, privacy is the biggest hurdle that we can face in artificial intelligence. Students' privacy and even the tutor's privacy is a very primary importance. And one more thing that we can work on is lack of AI expertise among educators. So if we become expertise or if we are used to this AI and AI apps, this challenge can be addressed. These are all different tools for AI. These are all different AI tools for teachers. So the very first one, starting from the left but down, I am telling you. Okay. So this is a Copilot and PowerPoint, beautiful AI. Okay. Let us go to the next slide. So we can see that what these things can do. So this send steps AI. Okay, it can create interactive presentations. Within no time, this can create interactive presentations. Canva, it can custom design with ease. So ChatGPT, it can help us in preparing lesson plans. Okay, it can give what are the activities that you have to do, exercises, everything. So I would like to show you the uh, I would like to show you how this chat GPT will give us. I have, as a mechanical engineer, I have prepared a lesson plan. I have prepared one lesson plan. Madam, just for one moment, I will just stop sharing the screen and I will just show this one. Okay. So I hope you can see this shaft design basics. Okay, so I have asked ChatGPT to prepare a lesson plan for shaft design. Okay, this one here we can see that lesson plan introduction to shaft design. So it is given the objectives, it is giving the objectives of this one also, and lesson outline, how much of time to be taken for each one. So previously starting I didn't give the time limitation, it has taken it for 90 minutes, but I have given it afterwards, I have given the time limit for 10 hours. So it has prepared the lesson plan for each and everyone, and even if we want we can get the assessment also. So here this one is for 10 hours. So for 4 hours, what duration of 4 hours, how we can divide the subject. Okay, for so introduction of shaft design, we can do it for 30 minutes. Types of loads and stresses on shafts for 45 minutes. So here we can explain the different types of loads. Okay, and material selection and mechanical properties. Like this, we can get the what to say, we can get the lesson plan using, one second, chat gpt. And this is another app, that is sendsteps.com. Here we can get the presentations on whatever subject we want. We can get the presentations quickly on any subject. So ChatGPT, EPT is another beautiful app where we can just transform any text, just post the notes that is typed. Even I have done that one also. This semester I was engaging research methodology. I have given the topic of patent, and it has given beautifully the questions that can be asked on that particular topic. Transform it, this particular app of EPT, it transforms any text or web page into a quiz. Then coming to the grade scope, this is the app where we can get the grades, grading process, and we can gain a comprehensive understanding of students' progress. So, beautiful AI, slides AI, Turnitin. We know what is Turnitin. Turnitin is a plagiarism check. Okay, PowerPoint Speaker Coach. PowerPoint Speaker Coach is one of the best app which will evaluate our pacing, our pitch, and how many user filler words we are using. Okay, these are all different apps that we can use for our empowerment. Coming to, okay, now, so with these apps, can AI replace a teacher? No, AI cannot replace a teacher. So then what a teacher must do in a AI assisted classroom? What is the changing role of a teacher in an yeah, artificial integrated classroom? A teacher can take on the new responsibilities such as using learning analytics like tools, okay, to interpret the student data and to provide personalized guidance to the students. Then adapting to AI, that is, teachers adopt AI by collaborating the AI platforms which will enhance the communication and even giving the assessments, assignments, and even assessing the students. Everything, as we can see, as we have seen already, different apps are there to for the assessment, for even for lesson planning and everything. What we have to do is we have to prepare the content thoroughly as per the student's requirement, because each and every student will not have the same potential. Depending on the students potential, we have to trim the students, trim the content for the students. And one more important thing is that what is the teacher role here? Balancing technology and pedagogy. Teachers must balance, okay, by incorporating tools, okay, for remote learning. While what is their role as facilitators? They should participate in discussions, and they should approach students. That means they should clarify the students. They should act like a facilitator. Then coming to the facilitated personalized learning, I have discussed this so many times. Okay, different tools are there for to assist students who are having the difficulties in reading, okay, students will not be able to understand particular topic. So we can help them by suggesting the particular websites to improve their learning skills. These are all the roles of teachers in AI integrated classrooms. Then what is the benefit for teachers if we incorporate? As we can see, as we have seen already, there are so many apps to minimize or to reduce our work. That is task automation. So using Turnitin software, we can check the plagiarism. That means for the students' assignments. So this is actually done in Western countries. That we must follow that. Our students will be copying the assignments. So we have to stop that copying. We can use this plagiarism check software. Okay. Then discussion forum monitoring. That is AI assistant will be there to just to pay back. That is to listen to the students' what discussions and to stop if they are going out of the discussions. This same type of AI tool is used in even in this what to say Twitter. So there, the Twitter AI will filter all the messages which will spread negativity or terrorist activities. Okay, such tool can be used even in classrooms so that the students will not get diverted from the topic. Then AI powered teaching assistants, as we know, already in Bangalore and in Kerala also there are some teaching assistants, that is robots which are teaching. They are just assistants. They cannot replace teachers if we don't update ourselves. So then what are the actions that we have to take for our prosperous future? Educational awareness, that means we should get in touch with AI and we should be. Uh, is there any problem that I hope my slide is not visible there?
It's visible, ma'am.
Is it visible? Okay, fine, ma'am. So last 2 minutes, madam. So educational awareness. That means we have to. Yeah, we must stay informed about AI's impact and ethical guidelines. That is what is very important. The ethical guidelines, educational institutes must follow established ethical guidelines. Once again, I would like to tell you what is meant by ethics in AI. Ethics in AI means it is the what to say, discrimination should not be there and privacy should be maintained. Then professional developments, the schools must invest in AI focused professional development. Curriculum integration, AI concepts are to be integrated into the curricula. Research and collaboration must be there between educators, policymakers, and even AI developers. So, seeing that they will develop only ethical AI tools. So, with this little information, I have used this. I would like to stop my presentation. I uh, thank everyone for your patience listening, and I thank this esteemed platform to share a bit of my knowledge with my colleagues for their improvement. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you very much, madam. Now it's open to questions. If you have any questions from the audience side, we'll take up quick questions, one or two. Please raise your hand virtually. Madam, I have one question to you. If that is the case.
Please, sir. Please.
Yeah. Regarding this chat GPT,
Yes, sir.
and you have many AI tools already available, and they are all being used extensively in industry and as well as in educational institutes.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Being a, an academician,
Yes,
we
sir.
all in this particular community, what are the limitations of this chat GPT? We can't use everything for chat GPT, right? Otherwise, the role of teacher
True,
doesn't come out.
true,
If
sir.
it is
True, sir.
plan, if it's able to prepare, everything for us, notes and everything for us, then what is the role
Yes,
of teacher then?
sir.
What are the
Yes, sir. As I have said, always something positive comes with a negative. ChatGPT will help us in better to get better in many ways, but definitely there is a problem because literally students, even my children have stopped thinking. Whatever, if they get any problem, they will just ask ChatGPT or they will go on. So to do that, to stop this one, what we have to do is we have to take our own measures. That is, we have to give attention in classes. That is, tutorial classes will be there. So we have to give problems to the students so that they will think on themselves and they have to get the answers in the class. Let them use let them use chat gpt whenever they have difficulty, but in class it should be like an exam. We should not allow them to use chat gpt to get answers for their solution for their questions. So they have to think. And there are so many other things, sir, like even this for student development, we can only take little measures, what I feel with my limited knowledge. I hope I have addressed your questions, sir.
Okay. Any other questions from audience side? Yeah, thank you very much, madam. On behalf of our honorable principal secretary and commissioner sir and director sir and all the officials of DTE, and today it was wonderful. Yeah, wonderful session, and you could able to introduce. Yeah, there's some question from. Anyway, I'll come to that later. So thank you very much for informative session on education in AI. So definitely we have a lot of challenges as a teachers to pose in coming years. AI tools, in one way it may help us, but other side it poses a lot of challenges for teachers to take it forward. And even for students, it will be very, very smart, and I know they know how to come up with a lot of solutions in their own way. So anyway, thank you very much for your wonderful session.
Thank you, sir.
There is a question
Thank you,
from
sir. It
yeah.
was my pleasure.
There is a question from Manjunath S. He's asking whether can we prepare question paper based on rubrics. Rubrics in the sense, for example, let us say presentation. So in presentation, similar topic. So will it the chat GPT will it give rubrics for measuring the different components?
Sorry, in EPT app, we can get the question papers depending on rubrics.
I think based on rubrics.
There is another tool. Yeah, EPT tool. Based on rubrics, we can get that question papers.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Then we have Rajkumar, madam. Okay,
ಸರ್ ನಮಸ್ತೆ
yeah,
ಮೇಡಮ್.
please.
ಒಂದು ಸಣ್ಣ ಡೌಟ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟಿವಿಟಿನ ಹ್ಯಾಂಪರ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ವಾ ಮೇಡಮ್?
AI creativity na hamper ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದೆ sir. Definitely it is hampering the creativity, and even the students have lost thinking pattern.
ಹಾ ಮೇಡಮ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ದು ಯಾವ್ದೊಂದು ಹುಡುಗನ್ಗೆ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಏನಾರ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ಇಲ್ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಇನ್ ಆಲ್ ಅದರ್ ವೇಸ್. ಒಂದು ಸಿಂಪಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, ಒಬ್ರಿಗ ಕಾಫಿ ಹೊಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಡಿಸೈಡ್ ಆದಾಗ ಅವ್ನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು, ಕಾಫಿ ಚೀಟಿ ತರ್ಬೇಕಾ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಮತ್ತೊಂದು 100 ಸಲ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಬಟ್ ಎ ಬಂದ್ರೆ ಅವ್ನು ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ವಾ? ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ದೇ ಜನರಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಅನ್ಸಲ್ವಾ?
ಸರ್, AI ಬಂದು ಥಿಂಕಿಂಗ್ ಎಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಆಗಿದೆ. ಡೆಫಿನೆಟ್ಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಬೇಟಬಲ್ ಟಾಪಿಕ್. ಬಟ್ ಅದು ವಾಟ್ ಟು ಸೇ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಗ್ರೋಯಿಂಗ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿ ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಸ್ಟಾಪ್. So for that we have to check our own measures. We have to take our own measures to check these negative things entering into our students.
Thank you, madam.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much, madam, for your nice presentation. So we have a speaker from outside GEC. We have Dr. G. Tippeswamy, the professor and head of Computer Science and Engineering Department from BMSIT College of Technology of Management, Bangalore. Sir, welcome you, sir. Hope you are audible. I am audible to you. Professor Tippeswamy. Hello.
Hello, yeah. Sir. Am I audible, sir?
You are audible. So welcome to this AROHAN series, sir. Yeah, you are audible. Yeah, welcome. I just formally introduce you to yes, this particular forum of all engineering colleges, staffs and students. And Professor, he was actually A professor and head of Tippaswamy was a professor and head of Computer Science and Engineering Department as of now, and he is also a dean of academics. And he did his masters and bachelors from Bangalore University and PhD in computer science from Bangalore University. In addition to this, he has got a postgraduate diploma in cyber laws and cyber forensic from National Law School, NLSU of Bangalore, and he has hold a lot of roles and responsibilities at BMSITE, like Dean Academics, Chief Coordinator for NBA at college, and a core member of NRIF, and he has played a vital role in New Age program, artificial intelligence and machine learning, new programs, as well as he was head of the department, member secretary of academic council, chief coordinator, and to just read out, he has done a lot of accomplishment in terms of professional and research area, and has got 30 years of experience. Post PhD has got 11 years, and has guided around 3 PhD students successfully, and he has more than 50 publications and journals, Scopus Index publications, patents 3, innovator talks, H-Index. So FDPs attended and reviewer. And in addition to this, he has played a very important, he's got a recognition in terms of being a member of NBA expert visiting team and NAC team. And he was chief coordinator for ACT Margadarshan scheme. And he has also actually has mentored our government SKJTI Engineering College. And is a member of task group of state education policy and co-opted member for State Education Policy Commission to 2023. And is invited by our Honorable Deputy Chief Minister D.K. Shivakumar from Government of Karnataka to appear to prepare a blueprint for brand Bangalore. And he was a member of Academic Council of Bellary Institute of Technology and Management, and is member of Academic Council of various engineering colleges. And he was actually a member of LIC Committee, Board of Studies, VTU nominee for various colleges, affiliated colleges. And interestingly, has taken up 3 important international collaboration projects through, that is Moscow State University, Moscow. And then he has also taken project from DSTE, collaborative project, and he has got a lot of membership of professional bodies, international interactions and assignments. So it's actually honor. It's very difficult to note all the accomplishments done by you, sir. It's honor for us to have you on this particular AROHAN series, and we'll be talking on academic excellence through education policies. So welcome you, sir, again. And
thank you very much. Thank you, sir.
I request you please take over the session.
So thank you very much, sir. Am I audible?
Yeah, you are audible, sir. Very much.
So slides are visible, sir?
Yeah, visible. Please make it full screen, sir.
So good evening to all. Namaskara.
Yeah, they are not because they are not able to just interact with you.
Okay.
But still, you can just, if you have any questions, you can throw in the chat box.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So good evening. Today, I'm going to talk about academic excellence through education policies. So because we are well aware that we are in the era where academics excellence is most important component, but however, despite a lot of resources are available, so academic excellence has not been achieved. So to understand where we are lagging and what is that academic excellence, what we are supposed to do to achieve academic excellence. So I'm going to throw some light well within 25 to 30 minutes. So
make it full screen, sir, please.
Okay.
Sorry.
Right. Hello.
Yeah.
Sir, is it visible, sir?
No, it's not visible. Just go to the one, sir. Full screen mode hogi.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is in full screen mode now.
Yeah, but here we are not able to see. I think sharing you might have shared only just sharing change.
Okay.
Share entire screen.
Entire screen put here.
Sir, how about now?
Yeah, now it's visible, sir. Please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, agenda for today. So it is national education policy and how that national education policy and its recommendations are connected to various accreditation and ranking agencies. If we look at this, there are 4 N's here: N1, N2, N3, and N4. So how to achieve N2, N3, N4 through N1? So here N1 is national education policy, N2 is National Assessment and Accreditation Council, N3 is National Board of Accreditation, and N4 is National Institutional Ranking Framework. So the topic for today is how this NEP is connected to all these 3. If you look at the evolution of all these, national education policy is of 2020. However, NAC, NBA, and NIRF are well before this national education policy. So if we look at the contents of national education policy or recommendations of national education policy or elements of national education policy, every recommendation or every element is connected to these 3, N1, N2, and N3. It means to say achieving this academic excellence is possible with these N4. So 4 N's. So before entering into the real topic, let us understand what academic excellence is. Academic excellence is the demonstrated ability to perform, achieve, and excel in scholastic activities beyond expected standards. So suppose if at all, if there are some standards mentioned by statutory bodies, so academic activities and academic performance, if it is only to the expected standards, certainly it is not going to be an academic excellence. It is academic excellence means beyond expected standards. So that beyond expected standards, it is possible if the elements of these 4 N's are taken into consideration. Second, it is, so we are connecting these graduate attributes with national education policy. Before coming to this slide, we can see this particular slide, achieving excellence through this national education policy. So implementation of this national education policy is leading to that NBA, NAC, NIRF, and Atal ranking, along with other recognition. It is possible to reach academic excellence. So we are using the term with increased visibility here. So visibility is most important component now, because this visibility can be achieved through credibilities. Whatever the components mentioned here, N1, N2, N3, N4. So among these 3, credibility, National Board of Accreditation, the achieving NBA for each program in any institution is a credibility. NAC, it is for institution. Achieving that NAC with 7 criteria is also a credibility, which leads to visibility. National Institutional Ranking Framework, there are 5 parameters. So those 5 parameters are certainly contributing to the credibility. So that enhances further visibility. So if you consider this, we'll go back to this graduate attributes. If we look at the graduate attributes, that especially I'm emphasizing more on even though it is HEI, higher educational institutions, emphasizing more on engineering education here. In this engineering education, so if we look at, there are 12 POs, which are also known as graduate attributes, program out, so or otherwise it is program outcomes. So the first program outcome, engineering knowledge, we are well aware. If we look at our curriculum, whether it is autonomous curriculum or university curriculum or our affiliated tier 2 curriculum, our curriculum is reaching only to either PO1 or PO2. The reason is implementation of national education policy has not been done completely. Here it is the curriculum. If you see engineering knowledge, it is possible to achieve with the help of the various theory courses have been included in the curriculum. For example, apply the knowledge of mathematics, science, engineering fundamentals, and an engineering specialization to the solution of complex engineering problems. Maybe that too, especially some programs, it is possible to achieve this. Second, it is problem analysis, identify, formulate, review research literature, and analyze complex engineering problems, reaching substantiated conclusions using first principles of mathematics, natural sciences, and engineering sciences. So PO2 itself is under question mark, means to say, after going through the curriculum of engineering, even under the AICTE, we are not reaching this problem analysis, because not only the syllabus, the textbooks which have been mentioned, so in the syllabus itself, they are not reaching this second PO. So when second PO itself is not possible to reach, so if you look at third PO, design and development of solutions. So design and development of solutions, it clearly says design solutions for complex engineering problems and design system components or processes that meet the specified needs with appropriate consideration for the public health and safety and the cultural, societal, and environmental considerations. If you look at these three POs, we can connect this to National Education Policy recommendation. So first recommendation of National Education Policy itself is there must be multi-faculty institutions. If we look at our Indian scenario, so let us take the case of Karnataka itself. So all engineering colleges are mono-faculty institutions. Mono-faculty institutions means every institution is with only one faculty. One faculty means it is faculty of engineering only. So in this case, faculty of engineering. So if it is faculty of engineering, there is no scope for interdisciplinary and transdisciplinary research or transdisciplinary academics. So if you consider the fourth one, conduct investigations of complex engineering problems, modern tool usage, engineer and society. So all these things certainly possible with the help of multi-faculty institutions. So because the next question is, when there are no multi-faculty institutions or well within the boundary of mono-faculty institution, how to achieve all these things? So multi-faculty institutions requirement is, an institution is said to be multi-faculty institution if it is having multiple departments or multiple faculties: faculty of law, faculty of engineering, faculty of medicine, faculty of architecture, faculty of arts, science, commerce, etc. All these must be there in a single institution. So that is the first recommendation of National Education Policy. So whatever we are doing now, we are going only with the mono-faculty institutions. That too, especially we are focusing only on engineering. We are not providing the scope for our students to experiment on other departments or other faculty. With this reason only, IIT Kharagpur has come out with a medical college. So most recently we have heard about Indian Institute of Science is also coming out with the Department of Medicine and also brain research, etc. So these things, brain research needs, if we see the website of Indian Institute of Science, there is one separate department called Department of Brain Research. Now it has become Institute of Brain Research. To do that brain research, it is mono-faculty institution, certainly it is not possible. So the first recommendation itself is multi-faculty institutions. To well within this boundary of mono-faculty institutions, any engineering college, it can achieve that multi-faculty institutions. So it has to be with the other colleges or other institutions which are offering other programs. Say for example, Indian Institute of Science is having multiple programs or multiple departments. So whereas our normal engineering colleges are having only one faculty, means engineering faculty, in such cases having MOU with medical colleges. If if there is an MOU with medical college, to some extent, it is possible to allow our students to understand the requirements of medicine. So means to say, if you look at the sixth PO, engineer and society, apply the reasoning informed by the contextual knowledge to assess societal, health, safety, legal and cultural issues and the consequent responsibilities relevant to the professional practices. So if in this particular case, engineer and society, certainly it is not possible to achieve well within this monofaculty scenario. If you look at this societal, health, legal and cultural issues, so to understand everything and also to become comprehensive engineering graduates, certainly it is not possible, because external problems, the problems may be of industry or society. So these problems are not available in single version. So these problems requires the knowledge and skill of every domain. Knowledge and skill of every domain means, so multi-faculty institutions or multi-faculty knowledge must be there to achieve all these things. So first recommendation of national education policy itself is very much necessary to achieve these POs. So what that too, especially nowadays, we have seen that the majority of the programs in colleges are accredited by NBA. Even though those programs are accredited by NBA, no program has met the POs to this particular required extent. No, means to say, no one POs are attained to some extent, but not in true spirit. So true spirit attainment is possible with multi-faculty institutions or national education policy. So implementation of national education policy, so in true spirit. If you consider conduct investigation of complex engineering problems or complex problems, this clearly says use research-based knowledge and research methods, including design of experiments, analysis and interpretation of data and synthesis of the information to provide the valid conclusion. So PO4, certainly it is an ultimate gap in every program, every institution. They are running the programs, their PO4 is certainly gap, because as that national education policy has recommended undergraduate research. So we are supposed to emphasize on undergraduate research. If you look at our monofaculty institutions, no focus on undergraduate research, because at the undergraduate level, we are focusing only on simple academics, where this PO4 itself is away from that particular implementation. So here itself, in this particular slide itself, we have seen out of first 6 POs, PO4 itself, the conduct investigation of complex problems is certainly not possible, because our curriculum, our environment, our monofaculty institutions are far away from the solution to these. And further to this, if you look at environment and sustainability, ethics and individual teamwork, if you look at PO9, function effectively as an individual, as a team member, as or a leader in diverse teams. So if you look at this diverse teams in multidisciplinary settings, if you look at the term multidisciplinary, so multidisciplinary settings is certainly it is not there. If you look at our engineering scenario, in the institution itself, there will be several programs, maybe programs under the Department of Computer Science, programs under the Department of Mechanical, Civil, etc. There itself, there is no collaboration in between the department itself. Lot of gap is there, means to say there is no question of collaboration among the departments. So forget about departments, even students, even though there is an option, students are carrying out their projects only at the department level, means to say only electronic students are doing projects with only electronic students. That multidisciplinary settings is certainly not there. So second important recommendation after the first one, first we already told, it is multi-faculty institutions. Second, it is multidisciplinary or transdisciplinary research at the institutions. So that multidisciplinary research is not found because every department and every professor is with silo effect. Silo effect means faculty members at a particular program or department are not interacting with outside. Here the outside maybe outside the department, or maybe outside the institution, or maybe outside the state. So when there is no interaction well within the department itself, so we cannot expect the collaboration beyond the state and beyond the nation. So that's what the second important recommendation made by National Education Policy, which has clearly said, so from starting from the first policy, Villiar Commission of 1954, even during that time also, it was very clearly said, so to carry out this multidisciplinary and transdisciplinary education, so there must be faculty competency. So faculty competency was the major recommendation during 1954 itself. So even after 5 to 6 decades, so there is no improvement. Even in the case of National Education 2020, National Education Policy 2020, there also, so faculty members, that is energized and motivated faculty, is another recommendation. So with this particular slide, we can clearly say, so second recommendation of National Education Policy is well connected to the N1, N2 and N3. So more specifically, National Board of Accreditation's recommendations. If you look at PO10, communication, project management and finance, lifelong learning. We'll take up this lifelong learning here. So lifelong learning recognize the need for and have the preparation and ability to engage in independent and lifelong learning in the broadest context of technological change. So lifelong learning clearly says, so there must be in a curriculum, there must be courses which enable the students or which enable the graduates to identify the problems in the industry or to identify the problems in society, and also to propose strategic solution to those problems. So the question here is, do we have such courses which are enabling the graduates or which are enabling the students to acquire this lifelong learning capability? No, because I repeat again, there must be courses. Those courses must be in such a way that they must enable the students to identify the problems in industry or society. So, and further, so the same courses must enable the students to provide strategic solution, which is not there. So if we look at the National Education Policy, so there again this particular component is mentioned and it is also there. So means to say, third recommendation of National Education Policy is also connected to this graduate attributes or program outcomes. Very similarly, project management and finance, communication, communicate effectively on complex engineering activities with the engineering community and with the society at large. If you look at the PO10, society at large, such as being able to comprehend and write effective reports. So everything here also, undergraduate research is also emphasized by National Education Policy. Fourth recommendation of National Education Policy, so National Research Foundation, which emphasize research activities for undergraduate students also. Unfortunately, in our present scenario, we don't find research activities at our bachelor's level. UG level, there is no research at all. So with all these deficiencies, we will certainly, without national education policy or without the recommendations of national education policy or without the elements of national education policy, certainly, so we cannot produce the graduates which are very well acquired with all these attributes. All these required attributes will not be inculcated without the intervention or without the implementation of national education policy. So further, so this is what here NBA, NAC, NIRF, Atal ranking and also other recognitions leads to academic excellence. So if you look at this overall academic excellence, here there are 7 components here. These 7 components are connected to N2. So till now we have seen N1, POs, program outcomes under the heading of NBA. So now N2, it is NAC, National Assessment and Accreditation Council. So 3 plus 3 plus 1, there are 7 components which are contributing to high quality academic instruction, innovation and industry interface. So in this now, if you look at this curricular aspects, if you see the curriculum of today, it is full of gaps. No curriculum is mapping on to the required number of, or no curriculum is outcome based curriculum, as there are some POs where there are some program outcomes where so the courses are not mapping onto such. For example, we have seen that PO 12, we are connecting this curricular aspects of NAC to NBA 12th PO. It is lifelong learning. So to achieve lifelong learning or to acquire lifelong learning, curriculum is most important. Our present curriculum is not outcome based curriculum. So because the courses with respect to each PO are very minimum. So that's why, so national education policy has clearly said, so to come out with outcome based curriculum where outcomes must be of highest priority. So further, teaching, learning and evaluation. So national education policy also emphasized on pedagogical initiatives, pedagogical and outcome-based education initiatives. So in our present scenario, so we say that there are good number of initiatives on the paper. When we look at the real scenario, it is only the old initiative or old pedagogy or old teaching learning methods, that is chalk and talk at the most sometimes there may be PowerPoint presentation. So students, so teaching, learning and evaluation is most important component here. So when first component, curricular aspect itself is a gap here, because it is not outcome based curriculum now. So that's why, so it has been told that national education policy to be followed in true spirit to achieve that outcome based curriculum. Second, it is teaching, learning and evaluation. So if we look at teaching nowadays, so the students are Z-Gen students, or Generation Z, Gen Z students, but teachers, we are coming from X generation. To meet the needs of Z generation students by X generation teachers, certainly, so the need of such students should be we need to analyze first. So Z-Gen students requirement is not being fulfilled now. So the only simple test to understand whether Z generation students are certainly with the teaching learning processes of X generation teachers. So suppose if there is no rule that 85% of attendance is mandatory, so in majority of the colleges, students will not be there in the classroom because they are getting everything outside. Whatever, so that means to say, when we say that it is teaching learning process is more effective, so even if we say that attendance is not mandatory, students must be able to sit in the classroom. So to reach that, our teaching learning quality or our teaching quality must be much more than whatever they are getting outside. So nowadays, so this is the era of online education. Students are more interested and they are towards self-learning and peer learning. So these two are most important practices going on now. Self-learning and peer learning, these two are also outcome-based education policies, but pedagogical initiatives by the teachers are certainly so in true spirit that national education policy to be followed by considering so effective teaching learning processes or effective educational pedagogies must be incorporated in line with the requirement of national education policy. Then only the students will be attending the classes, or otherwise students are attending the classes only for the mandatory attendance purposes. Otherwise, maybe there may be some 10 to 15% exceptional scenarios, but in general, to the extent of 75 to 80%, this is what is the observation. So if you look at the third one, research consultancy and extension. So research consultancy and extension. So to do research, to do consultancy and extension activity, so faculty competency must be enhanced. Again, I'm connecting this to the important recommendation of national education policy. It says motivated and energized faculty. So that is the sixth recommendation of national education policy, most important component. It says motivated and energized faculty. So here the term motivation and energized. So certainly if it is implemented in true spirit, if the teachers are motivated to the highest extent, so if the teachers are energized, then research consultancy extension activities are possible. So we can introspect ourselves. So we can introspect ourselves to what extent our research and consultancy are going on in our education institutions, more specifically in the state of Karnataka. So because we don't know about other institutions, let us not talk. Research consultancy and extension activities are, it is only on the paper. So research, to what extent it is, to what level or to what extent research is going on, and also because research is leading to 5 P's. So P1, P2, P3, P4, P5. So that P1 is research sometimes may lead to publication. It is P1. Second, it is P2, project. Third, it is prototype. Fourth, it is patent. Fifth, it is product. So we can introspect ourselves among 5 P's to what P we are mapping with this particular research consultancy and extension, because teachers, according to national education policy, so teachers must be motivated, teachers must be energized. The policies of the state, policies of the government or the statutory bodies must be in such a way that motivational factors along with energizing the faculty members is most important. So nowadays we can see that teaching community, so to get this research and consultancy experience, so there is no scope at any institutional level to reach or to acquire this research capability, consultancy capabilities, and to go away with the extension activities. It is also again connected to national education policy. So as on now, so undergraduate research and also research, faculty research or academic research or sponsored research, all are under question mark. So the solution is implementation of sixth recommendation of national education policy. It is energized and motivated faculty. So with that implementation, maybe that this particular requirement of research consultancy extension may be possible. So if you look at infrastructure and learning resources, yes, again, learning resources at par with the requirement of students now, learning resources. So if you see the library, so it is only at only at the requirement of AICTE, libraries have been maintained, but digital libraries are very minimum. And not only faculty members, students are very rarely go to the libraries. So because the learning material, whatever they are getting, whatever they are supposed to get, they are getting it through online, through their mobiles and computers itself. So infrastructure and learning resources with learning management system, everything must be made available to the students. So further, these four are related to the processes. So processes must be leading to outcomes. To understand better, you can see this model here: input, process, and outcomes model. So input is students here, faculty members, and infrastructure. Students, faculty members, and infrastructure. Processes, learner-centric OBE, teaching learning practices, teaching learning processes, and best practices. These are the processes. Outcomes, rankings, results, and placements. So to achieve these outcomes from the given input through the processes. So nowadays, so some institutions are claiming, yes, our ranking is good, our placements are good. That's why our processes, logically, processes are also in line with the requirements. Maybe true. Sometimes, even though the processes are not at the level of institutions, not available at the level of institutions, students are getting their rankings, results, and placements. Means to say, quality of students matters here, and also competency. If we look at that first input box, students, faculty members, and infrastructure, along with the governing body. So that must also be incorporated here. So good governance is also most important. With these and also with the processes, outcomes is possible. So with this, if you look at now, student support and progression is certainly possible with the governance, leadership, and management. So if you see the recommendation, next recommendation of national education policy, it is good governance, because deficiency before implementation of national education policy, the gaps in the present during the survey of 2018, so by that committee of national education policy, so governance, majority of the institutions are under malgovernance. Governance was not right, and leadership. So leaders were supposed to be at the right spirit. That also under question mark now, because of various policies of governing bodies. So when there is no leadership and governance, when there is wrong governance and wrong leadership, certainly it is not possible to achieve all these things. And if you look at this innovation and best practices, so here the question is, what do you mean by best practice? Whether best practices are already there, or whether these best practices are incorporated in our teaching learning processes is the question mark. So even innovation and best practices is also the next recommendation of national education policy. So we have only seen, out of 16 recommendations, we have addressed in this today's presentation, we have addressed only first 8 to 9 recommendations. So with this overall excellence, towards overall excellence, we can clearly say perfect implementation or implementation of national education policy in true spirit to achieve academic excellence. So on the way to reach academic excellence, there are some byproducts. So first byproduct may be program level accreditation, NBA. Maybe second byproduct, National Assessment and Accreditation Council, NAC. Institution may be graded with some A or A plus or A double plus. And third, it is institution may get ranking. So instead of working towards ranking and gradation, if we work towards excellence, academic excellence, if we work towards overall excellence, if institutions are working towards overall excellence, So with the help of the recommendations or elements of national education policy, surely those N1, N2, N3 are byproduct of this national education policy. That's what the conclusion. So conclusion here is academic excellence can be achieved by implementation of NEP 2020, which in turn will lead to gradation and ranking, maybe NBA, NAC, NIRF, etc. So because nowadays we are focusing on these credibilities. So ultimately, I conclude this session by saying that visibility is possible with only with credibilities, but not with publicity. So thank you, sir. Thank you very much for patient listening. Thank you, sir.
Sir, thank you very much. Now, any questions from audience? So there is one question from Balvin. What is the role of responsibility of libraries in once again libraries in academic excellence?
Sir, libraries. So there must be digital libraries. So students must be able to access whatever they want to gain. So without going to the library, that's what the requirement now. Students, because whatever they are getting, we know that that too in the era of this ICT, information and communication technology, students are getting everything outside. Then the scope of library or library itself is obsolete now, not required, because they are getting everything outside itself through ICT. So the question is, library must be updated to the extent, say for example, so whatever they are getting outside library with ICT, so more than that must be available in the library, then only the students will go to the library. Or otherwise, why they go? Even faculty members also very rarely go to the library, because everything is available now outside. Only for the mandatory requirement of AICTE or other statutory bodies. So library requirements have been maintained.
Oh, sir, okay. Anyway, but still traditional approach of the library system exists even in premier institutions like IITs and IISc. And definitely, I think there are some practices and procedures which have been brought in for keeping the excellence. So
sir, actually, whatever I have told, it is only with the conventional engineering scenario of Karnataka. So excluding IITs, NITs, and institution of eminences, certainly it will be there.
So the flow is slowly confused. That is what actually I meant to say. The person who is asking regarding this excellence using the libraries, I think he may be looking that the same kind of practices are being slowly brought into our engineering conventional colleges.
Sir, actually, regarding excellence of a library, one of our students was questioning us, sir, libraries must be, his requirement is, so he must be able to fetch the contents from library of an institution, whatever he is supposed to get. Say, for example, a particular book, he must be able to access from library, or any material, or any video, or video archives, or anything, any valuable information must be available in the library. That's what his requirement. So based on the student requirement, based on the interaction with student, so this particular terminology has been used, sir, library excellence.
Okay, fine. Any questions from other audience? Sir, I have one question for you, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, you are being a member of state education policy.
Yes, sir.
Already, I think you might have given your inputs to as a committee member.
Yes, sir.
You talk about NEP 2020.
Yes,
and
sir.
I think our government already they have changed to adopt state education policy.
Yes, sir.
No, I think there are some overlapping happening on from NEP 2020 to this state education policy. So how this conflict will be resolved for a learner?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir, state education policy, whether it is state education policy or national education policy or international education policy, as far as engineering education, so I'm talking about engineering education, as far as engineering education is concerned, so national education policy recommendations and also including 4 years degree, engineering degree is followed before national education policy, and also other recommendations, whatever the recommendations which have been made. So even in state education policy, engineering education is not touched, means to say whatever there in national education policy has been retained. No, there are no changes. There are no changes.
So
And
there is no much changes in SAP.
sir, no, it is not much changes, no changes at all. Changes were only with respect to Faculty of Arts, Faculty of Science, Engineer, Faculty of Arts, Science, Commerce, Law, etc. Because law and
You mean to say except engineering?
no, law and architecture are not coming under even national education policy also. They don't come under national education policy. So except engineering, so other faculty have been made. So for example, 4 years degree was recommended for PG, 4 years degree was recommended for Arts, Science and Commerce. So now it has been reduced to 3 years degree. So such changes which were made have been retained again in state education policy. But as far as engineering education is concerned, so it is 4 years degree, and whatever the things followed, same have been retained. The reason is engineering curriculum, it is for the mobility, it is global curriculum. Because the graduates which are graduating from engineering college must be able to meet the requirements of Washington Accord. So for that reason, any curriculum or any education policy with respect to engineering must meet all graduate attributes, all 12 graduate attributes. So to meet that all 12 graduate attributes, minimum 160 credits, and also all 12 POs must be met with the courses which are there and the curriculum of 160 credits. That's why, so there is no change with respect to engineering education. So the discussion on engineering education was only 10 to 15 minutes, because it was told that engineering education, it's already there with 4 years, and there are no changes even in state level also. Even after implementation of state education policy, so there will be no change with respect to engineering education. So whatever we followed will continue. We are following under the heading of national education policy. Maybe the same will be continued.
Once again, there is a question from Balbin. He says libraries are not as earlier. Now the concept of libraries has changed. Now the concept of libraries have changed. Libraries are providing so many services for development of student and faculties. I think he's from library staff. So he's
exactly, sir.
Sir,
actually, library not only provide the knowledge and skill, they are providing information, because nowadays information is power. Earlier it was knowledge is power. Now the slogan is information is power. That's why library, it is not only library, it is library and information center. That particular statement is right, sir.
Okay. Now I think there is a question. Arun KV has raised his hand. Arun KV, hello. Madam, please allow him to.
Yes.
Arun, I think you can unmute your mic. Yeah.
Right, sir. Sir, are we not diluting this syllabi of curricula of engineering in the name of NEP, restricting the curricula for 160 credits?
Sir, actually, NEP says practice-based, whatever we learn, because it is not only knowledge, because engineering curriculum is outcome-based curriculum with all 12 POs, starting from engineering knowledge, problem analysis, design of solution, investigation, so modern tool usage, starting from engineer and society, ethics, etc. Certainly, as you rightly said, 160 credits is minimum. So even if you give 200 credits also, it looks minimum. But only thing, so now students must be allowed to do more practice-based sessions. So it is not, it is in terms of projects and internships. So that's why it has been reduced to 160 credits and more emphasis on practice-based learnings. That's why it has been done, sir.
So that's what not being done, sir. The practice-based learning, they have given internships, this, that, projects and all.
Yes,
How
sir.
far effective they have been implemented, sir?
Sir, that's what I told.
Implementation part itself has become difficult. And
Yes,
earlier
sir.
curricula, major subjects in all the disciplines have been taken out. And they have been the bigger division of engineering. And we talk about we say we bring 60 students, 60 numbers, we tell 60, and we say our division is 100, everything we have achieved. And we pay them in companies. Is it what is going on?
Sir, actually, hello. Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's clear, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, if you look at the present curriculum, so only 28% of the credits is for core courses. Remaining everything is in terms of ability enhancement courses, and 29 credits means to say another 20% is for projects and internships. Because nowadays, earlier, because the problem with earlier curriculum and system was, so it was only theory oriented. So they used to study theory only to the extent of engineering knowledge. So, but not with design and investigation, certainly were not there. So your question may be like this, even now. So is that truly implemented? No. But national education policy recommended is true. But in true spirit, it has not been incorporated or included in any of the curriculum. In no college is coming out, no curriculum is coming out with investigation of complex engineering problems. We cannot see not only syllabus, also textbooks.
Yes, sir. How to the situation, sir? Any suggestion?
Yes, sir. The suggestion is, so to be implemented in true spirit means to say overall syllabus, and also the level of depth of the syllabus. If we look at the Bloom's level, so our engineering graduates are coming out with only Bloom's level 1 and 2. It is read, understand. Maybe in mechanical, civil and electrical engineering, apply, analyze may be there. Even in our computer science and digital branches, students are coming out with only read, understand, and they are going to be the graduates. Higher level Blooms are certainly not attained. So that's why POs are not implemented, are not attained in true spirit with respect to engineering education as far as present curriculum is concerned. Present curriculum is not outcome based curriculum. So there may be good number of courses now in the name of ability enhancement courses. Those ability enhancement courses must be selected, so in such a way that those courses must be mapping on to the POs. For example, project and finance management. So from last 25, 50, 30 years, students are graduating. So with only 2 to 3 POs, remaining 9 POs are gap. So they became graduate, they are doing something. So they are not completely learned graduate with respect to these components. So means to say, implementation of outcome based curriculum in true spirit, certainly it's possible. So 160 credits, because present scenario, so that too especially engineering courses or engineering program must be with the internship, project, etc. That's why it is 160 credits, sir.
Kiran Kumar has raised in Madam Kiran Kumar has raised, please. Hello, madam.
Hello.
Yeah,
hello, am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Kiran, sir.
Good evening,
Kiran,
sir. Sir, it was wonderful to hear you, sir. Excellent talk, sir. Sir, I have a small doubt, sir.
Yes, sir.
With this respect of NEPs, with the true spirit, what you are saying, even every teacher is trying to implement. Now, the question comes down or boils down to the ultimate thing is, the student are more focused on the job rather than that is placements.
Yes,
now,
sir.
When we ask them to learn the ability courses, ultimately they will say, sir, will this fetch the job? Because they need to be taken or channelized into that particular criteria also, because many of the students who come are not aware of what exactly the NEP is focusing, or even the teachers when they give an induction and various other platforms and forums, their ultimate goal is, or the parents, the stakeholders, basically the question anytime when I interact, the first question they ask is, sir, what is the package? What do we get by doing this course?
Yes, sir.
Now, how does this NEP try to address this big or say fundamental question of the stakeholders?
Sir, shall I answer, sir?
Please, sir, please.
Sir, actually, it is not the problem with national education policy, sir. It is the problem with the governance of institutions. So it is placement is a word. Placement is supposed to be the byproduct of our academic processes. Unfortunately, it is taking front seat now. Everyone is interested in only placement. Nobody bothers about academics and teaching learning processes. So even if you look at majority of engineering colleges, maybe you might have seen, so principals and directors of private engineering colleges, so in their status every day they mention only on placements. They don't talk about processes, they don't talk about academic processes, best practices, nothing. So in our institution today, 100 students have been placed. Highest package is 46 lakhs. So means to say, when governance itself is, when ultimate stakeholders are doing this, how can we expect the others, those who are at the receiving end, to change? The problem is not with education policy, it is with the governance. So governance, that's why. ಸೊ ಸರ್, ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ಲಿ ತಾವು ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಎಲ್ಲ ಮೆಜಾರಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ದ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಾಲ್ಗಳು ಇವತ್ತು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸಂಜೆ ಆದ್ರೆ ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಹೊರತು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ನಾವು ಟೀಚಿಂಗ್ ಲರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರಾಸೆಸ್ ನ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ, ಬೆಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸಸ್ ಏನಿದೆ, ಕಾಂಪ್ರಹೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ, ಈ PO ಗ್ರಾಜುಯೇಟ್ ಅಟ್ರಿಬ್ಯೂಟ್ಸ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಗ್ಲಿ ಯಾರು ಮಾತಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಫಾರ್ ದೇರ್ ಮೋಟೋ ಇಸ್ ವಿಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಿಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ವಿತ್ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಕ್ರೆಡಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅಂತ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಗವರ್ನೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಲೀಡರ್ಶಿಪ್ಸ್ ಆಫ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಕಾಲೇಜಸ್, ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಾಲೇಜು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು. ಸೊ ನಿಮ್ಗೂ ಗೊತ್ತಿದೆ, ನೋಡ್ತಾನೆ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ, ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಅವರು ಅದನ್ನೇ ದೊಡ್ಡ ವಿಚಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಸಪೋಸ್ ಟು ಬಿ ದ ಬೈ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್, ಅದನ್ನೇ ಮೇಜರ್ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಅಥವಾ ಮೇಜರ್ ಔಟ್ಕಮ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೋತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ರಾಂಗ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್. ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿತ್ the stakeholders, sir. Problem is with governance and leadership anta ನನ್ನ ಅನಿಸಿಕೆ. So
yes,
whatever,
sir, yes sir, I really appreciate adanne what I was trying to say is how
yes,
to address this with the new education policy, making
yes,
the student to understand that it is the learning is what important, that fetches you your bread in the future. It's not that the package that you're looking for a short term gain ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ನಾವು NEP ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಗೆ ಮೌಲ್ಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತೆ. ಸಿ, ಈಗ ಅರುಣ್ ಕೇಳಿದ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನನ್ ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ಅದು 160 credits. Yes, when we studied, sir, we did not have 160 credits. As you know how we studied. You are also a Bangalore University product. Our
yes,
university was getting degree at 60% stage,
yes,
or
sir.
getting a first class with distinction was a difficult task, where the other universities in our time like Mysore or Karnataka University were giving at the students were getting with flying colors with 70-75, which again pushed them to get maximum number of jobs in many of the sectors, organizations. ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಸಹ ಅದೇ ಇತ್ತು. ನಾನು ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆಲ್ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ 30 years ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಅದೇ ಇತ್ತು. ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ, ಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದಾಗ, NBA ಗೆ ನಾವ್ ಏನಾರು ಅವ್ರನ್ನ ಕೇಳಿದಾಗ, ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಮೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಇದೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. It's something like completely we know what question they are going to ask ಅಂತ. ನಾವು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇದು 100% ಶ್ಯೂರ್ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ನನ್ಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಅದೇ ತರ ಈ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಸೊ NEP ನಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡೈವರ್ಸಿಫೈಡ್ courses na when we take up and when we bring all these things, ಈಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಾವು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಬೇರೆ ಬ್ರಾಂಚಸ್ ತಂದ್ರೆ ಮ್ಯೂಸಿಕ್, ಆರ್ಟ್ಸ್, ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಇದನ್ನ ಹುಡುಗರಿಗೆ ಕನ್ವೆ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನೋದನ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ NEP ನಲ್ಲೋ ಅಥವಾ SEP ನಲ್ಲೋ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ದೇರ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸಮ್ ಥಾಟ್ ಪ್ರೋಸೆಸ್ ಗಿವನ್ ದರ್.
ಸರ್ ಈಗ ತಾವು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವಿಚಾರದಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇಂದ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗೋದಾದ್ರೆ, ಸೊ ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ 4 levels ಹಿಯರ್: ಎಲಿಜಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ, ಡೆಪ್ಲಾಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಎಲಿಜಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಏನಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ 6th semester ವರೆಗೂ 60% ಇದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಎಲಿಜಿಬಲ್ ಟು ಗೋ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಸೆಲ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಫೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅವತ್ತು ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಬಂದು ರಿಟರ್ನ್ ಟೆಸ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅವರು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಕಿಲ್ಸ್, ಆಪ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆಟಿಟ್ಯೂಡ್ ನ ಅಳತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ತಗೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ಏನೋ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಯಾರ್ಯಾರನ್ನೋ ಕರೆಸಿ ಏನೋ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಟ್ರೈನಿಂಗ್ ನ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್. ಥರ್ಡ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಈಸ್ ಡೆಪ್ಲಾಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ. ಸೊ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ರೀಸೆಂಟ್ಲಿ we had conversation with a company man. He was telling lot of attitude difference between the time between employable and deployable. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋದಾಗ ಏನ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ತಾನೋ, the candidate is of not with the same mindset when he is going to be deployable. ಆ ಡೆಪ್ಲಾಯಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಮತ್ತೆ ಬದಲಾವಣೆ ಆಗಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ನೆಗೆಟಿವ್ ಚೇಂಜಸ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಫರ್ದರ್ sustainability is under question mark because these people studied only for the purpose of placement. ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ಅಂತ, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ತಾವೇ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಯೂನಿವರ್ಸಿಟಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕಾಲದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಸಸ್ಟೈನಬಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರ್ಸ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಈ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಅಂತ ಓದಿರ್ಲಿಲ್ಲ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಸ್ಟಡಿಡ್ ಫಾರ್ ದ ಪರ್ಪಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಟ್ರೂ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದೇರ್ ನೌ. ಈಗ ನೋಡಿ, 4th semester ಅಲ್ಲೇ ನೀವು ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಿಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಬೋತ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾಪಿ, ಮನೆಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಅನ್ನೋದು ಆ ಒಂದು ಇದು. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಆಫ್ ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಪಾಲಿಸಿ, ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ದ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ವಿತ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಹೋಲ್ಡರ್ಸ್. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಎಜುಕೇಶನ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಮೇಜರ್. ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೋ, ಸೊ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ಗುಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ದೇರ್ ಅಲ್ಟಿಮೇಟ್ಲಿ. ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್. ದೇರ್ ಮೇ ಬಿ ವೆರಿ ಗುಡ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ವೆರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್. ಈ ಪ್ರೈವೇಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಇರೋ ಕಡೆ ಸೊ ವಿಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಥ್ರೂ ಪಬ್ಲಿಸಿಟಿ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಎ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್. ಸೊ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಇದಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ ಸರ್.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Tippeswamy sir. It was
Thank
really
you very much, sir.
wonderful talking to you for long time. Thank you, Basuraj sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you, Kiran, for joining and asking a valuable question. I think any questions? Sir, really, your session was very informative and very much need of the hour asking.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for an opportunity. So, yakandre
this regarding these policy matters. So, the education policies have been continuously evolving from 1956 onwards, and still we can witness a lot of changes in education system. As rightly mentioned, now more students are what you call job centric or employment centric rather than the other aspects. And definitely your session was useful for all the faculty members who have joined now. And I think already you are all assisting in NBA work, and you are mentoring our government SKJTA.
Sir, we are very happy that the SKSJTA is the first institution in the state of Karnataka, government institution, to submit SCR.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. It is all the efforts of you both. You both have taken lot of efforts to do that.
ಆಗಂತೇನಿಲ್ಲ ಸರ್, ಅವರು ಟೀಚರ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬಹಳ ಸ್ಪಿರಿಟ್ ಆಗಿ
ಸರ್. ತಾವು ಯಾವಾಗಿಂದ ಬಂದಿದ್ದ? It's not now. You started this exercise from 2015-16. You have been associated with us, and Basuraj sir were brought. ಹೇಗೆ ನಾವು ಮ್ಯಾಪಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದೀವಿ.
And another happy notice to announce that three diploma polytechnics have been accredited, sir, for 3 years.
Oh, accredited polytechnics.
Accredited, yes sir. Mysore CPC.
Ballari, Mysore, and SGP.
Ballari private polytechnic or government, sir?
All are government, sir.
All are government, sir. All are GPC.
Very good, sir. Very good. I think this is the first time these three polytechnics are being accredited, right, sir?
Yeah.
Yes,
And
yes.
I hope in the same line our engineering colleges will follow one for another. So with all your support and guidance, definitely we are confident that we'll get still more accreditation for our engineering colleges. So
Yes,
thank you very much, sir. Your support is needed continuously. And thank you being for such a, I think it's almost more than 1 hour you joined us and you enlightened us. So on behalf of our officials, DT officials, and all the participants or audience here, I thank wholeheartedly for giving your valuable time with us, sharing your valuable time and inputs on this academic excellence through education policies. So thank you once again, Professor, for your time.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much,
And I
because it is an opportunity to speak to our colleagues of government domain.
Yeah, yeah. And I thank all the audience who have patiently listening for past 2 hours or more than, we texted today around 260, and they are very much supportive in this initiative. Once again, I need to thank the Honorable Principal Secretary for this initiative, and our Honorable Commissioner and Honorable Director, sir, for this for their support continuously. And I thank my peer colleague, Dr. Kiran Kumar, for being here. And I thank all the participants from government engineering colleges across the state for being very patient and listening. And thank you. This will be the end of the session. Thank you very much, Professor.
Thank you, sir. Namaskara. Ellargu namaskara. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Namaskar.